Hello and welcome to the last video of the Action Essentials. In this video, I want to make sure that we also spend some time on our task actions and making sure that actions can help us clean our application. So let's dive into it. First things first, I would like you to open the project detail page with me. So within the project detail page, we could also use a nice button to simplify or to speed up a process, and that would be to say that a project task is done. And we can also add buttons in these little rows of our data table column. So grab one of the data table columns. I'm going to grab the last data table column. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to remove the property in there. You can also add a data table column via your components. That is over here, to be precise, data table column, but I always really like using that duplicate functionality. Quickly, easy, and your mouse is already on the page where you want it to be. So within this data table column, I am not going to show actual data, but I am going to add an action button. So let's grab the action button, add it over there, and to make it look a little more stylish, I am going to remove the button text and I'm going to select an icon again, and I'm going to add the check icon, checkbox fill. And I'm going to see what does it look like when the outline is, yes, exactly. I do really like when it's reversed. Or shall we just leave this one filled? Yeah, let's actually leave this one filled just for the sake of looking a little cooler. And I'm going to add a toggle tooltip again. Finish task. Finish task. Bottom, it is going to be dark with white text. I just really liked how we made that look in the previous videos, so I'm going to do that again. Make sure that we pass the ID to our action again. And the nice thing is, you don't need to first create the action or first create the action before diving into the interaction. We can already immediately finalize this button by saying on action success, refetch the data table tasks. And as you know, like, we gave it a nice little name, so we know exactly what to target right now. Press save, and then I'm going to press that action button, and I'm going to open up the action, and here we go. So I'm going to create an update action for us to make sure that we can update the task. So first make sure that we open up or that we add the input variable that is going to be called ID. It's a record of the task model this time. Press save, and we are going to use the update record and add that to our flow. Press the update record step, select variable. We're going to be updating the task this time, and here we're going to say is done, is true, as finished task, save, and there we go. Last thing that we can't forget is go to the settings, give it a proper name. Finalize finish task. Runs when action button is clicked. Sets task to is done on project detail page. There we go. Press save. And we're going to the permissions. Allow the Bettybox authentication profile and admin to do this. Press save. And once that is done, going back into my detail page, and we have the finish task option right now. So let's open up that detail page. As we know, it is going to open up a page without a detail page, and we are going to look into another functionality that I wanted to touch. So I've made a new project that is prepare the design lesson, or actually set up a design training. I'm going to view the project, and I've set up the status, the start date. I need to collect training material, and I need to create slides for, the entire project. And here I can say, I've finished task number 1. And because we've also set up the interaction, it immediately sets to is done. Finish this one, is done. Wonderful. Finish this one, is done too. and finish the last one. It's done. Now, this is lovely. So I've done all of this. I've given the training. It's wonderful. But I no longer need this project in my application. I can simply press the delete button, the delete project button, but that will leave the tasks hanging. And that's not something we want, because we have an overview of tasks in which we now also have to prepare the design lesson tasks. But the thing is that if we delete the project, the tasks are not deleted with the project. And for proper data management, you always want to check, okay, we have currently set up our project management app in such a way that you can create tasks, but they need to be connected to a project. But the other way around, what happens if you delete a project, isn't built in yet. And that's something that we're going to do right now. We're going to open up the action for delete project. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to check before deleting our record. So before deleting the project, we need to do something. We are going to remove the tasks one by one. And we can do that by looping through the tasks that are connected to our project. So I'm going to grab the loop step and I'm going to add that before the delete record, because this delete, I'm also going to rename it just so that we know it. Delete project step. Yeah, delete project step. There we go. Save. So before we reach that delete project step, I want to make sure that we delete the items that are connected to a project, or at least the tasks. So here we have the option to dive into that connection that we have set up. Well, first open up the input, and within our project input, we see that there is one relation that can select multiple items, and that is tasks. So we're going to click that, press select, and the iterator name, the name for under which each value of the iteration will be available, project task, project underscore task, and we don't necessarily need to index this. That is a number, that is more of an advanced feature that we don't necessarily need right now. We just want to name each project task that we are going to be looping over. Press save. And I'm going to close this. So again, to explain what we are doing, imagine someone pressing that delete button over here. A lot of tasks will just be left hanging. We don't want that. So we're gonna go through the through flow. We are going to be looping past all the tasks, and we are going to delete every task before we reach the delete project step. So here we are going to call the step delete task, and the thing that is available to us is the project task object. So I'm going to say this is going to be the result deleted task. There we go. Press save. And that is that. So right now what happens is we start, we go to our condition checker. Is the status of our project finished? Yes or no? It is. Okay, now you are allowed to delete it. But before you are allowed to delete the project, we're going to loop through all the tasks and make sure that those are gone to keep our application clean. So I'm going to do one last check with you in our front end, because it is important that we check this out while we build it. Opening up the task overview, we have 4 tasks connected to the design lesson. In the project overview, I'm now going to delete this project. Delete. And I was a little confused there for a second. I was like, hey, why does it not delete immediately? Well, luckily we have set some things. We first need to make sure that it is finished, of course. Finish the project, and now I'm going to delete it. Oh, also, funny thing, of course, this condition also makes sure that our tasks are still there. They're still connected. But now, delete the project. The project is gone. And let's see, are the tasks still there? The tasks are gone too. Exactly the way we wanted it. So what we've built right now is, well, a little feature to make sure that we can also finish our tasks, but also a feature that checks relational data, that deletes tasks. So we now know how to update data with action steps. We now know how to delete data with action steps, how to make sure that we allow users to do certain things using the condition step, and how to loop through a relation to delete all the connecting tasks. Seems like we've gotten quite a good handle on some of those essentials. In the next video, I would like to run through the whole application with you once more. That is the next course, actually, the governance course. And we are also going to test what it could look like for other users. So if you are interested in adding some of your friends, adding some family, adding some colleagues to your project management application, have a look at the next course and see you there.